I think I pulled her up a little bit too far there, bud. I think I'm going to replace these sway bar end links. They're a little old, crusty, and I have some new ones, so I might as well. So that was a royal pain in the ass. These new ones are a lot more heavy duty than the stock ones. Stock ones are like thin and real flimsy. That one's nice and thick. So I took the serpentine belt off to kind of test if any of these pulleys are bad, and yeah. Oh no. Yeah, you hear that? Great, I get to replace the alternator and it's not even bad. Yeah, that's like ultra mega bad. I think tomorrow I'm gonna come back out here and take this alternator apart, see if I can rebuild it. This idler pulley is also ultra mega cooked. Yay, more things to fix. I hit the bearing with a hammer a few times and now it sounds like totally fine, so we'll just run with it. I did end up replacing the serpentine belt and the belt tensioner pulley. So yeah, next I'm going to clean up some of these grounds, like this ground strap and the one connected to the engine block and whatnot. Sand down the connections a little bit. That's a great way to restore some lost horsepower. Just gonna take all these grounds here and just sand them down with some like 400 grit sandpaper until they're shiny again. All right, I made those all nice and shiny. Now I just got to do that on every other ground I can find. I grabbed this ground to clean it up and it snapped right off. Awesome. The ground broke off right there. I think I'm just going to try to solder a new wire onto that and call it good. I couldn't get soldering it to work, so the twist and tape method is going to work, I guess. I got it all grounded up. So I just got done replacing the belt on my truck. I look down here and I see that cracked evap hose. Beautiful. So I got a new piece of hose on that, John, and a new PCV valve. I think while I'm in here and I already have the hoses out, I think I'm just gonna replace a few more of these vacuum lines, because once one starts going, then the rest of them are not soon after. So I put this new catch can in my truck to catch some of the nasty oil vapors out of the crankcase. Apparently you're supposed to put like some steel wool or something in here to help filter it out a little bit better. I've already gotten a little bit by itself. Ugh. I don't have any steel wool, so I'm just gonna put some like crushed up Scotch-Brite pad in there and hopefully that'll work. Yeah, I think that'll do. I just kind of tore up a Scotch-Brite pad and then cut it into a circle. I can breathe through it, so I think, you know, I don't see why that wouldn't work. Apparently, manufacturers didn't really give much of a shit about fraud back in the day because they just left this totally accessible. I can mess with all of this. I can roll this back to 300 miles if I wanted to. I took the gauge cluster out. I'm going to take some of these bulbs out, like the speedometer bulb, replace these with LEDs. During the night, this thing is extremely hard to see, so let's replace those. So I took the upper intake manifold off. I have this BBK, I think it's a 66 millimeter throttle body. It's a little bit bigger than stock, but when you bolt it up to the intake manifold, there's a little bit of a lip here, which creates air turbulence, kind of kills your horsepower a little bit. So I'm just going to take a Dremel tool and just kind of go all around here and kind of get rid of that lip. That's not my best work, but that'll flow a hell of a lot better. I figured since I already had the upper intake manifold off, I just went ahead and gasket matched and port and polished them out a little bit. When I was taking the upper intake manifold gasket off, it just disintegrated. 32-year-old gasket for you. What rust? I don't see any rust. Rust is a myth.